2017, and I'll be doing this for 2 weeks and leaving on May 29th. So I started with giving Scott a plan all drawn out a couple of weeks ago on Photoshop, and we got a lot of the products, and you can see it over there. We're going to do raised beds, so there's wood. They're going to be 2-tiered beds in the backyard, and the front is going to be dug out all around underneath this window. We're going to have beautiful ostrich ferns, and in between there's going to be flowers coming up through. They're sort of like onion plants with little round flowers on the top of them, and they'll come out through the ferns. And I pulled out a tree. This tree was sitting right here on this corner, and we put it over here, and it's gonna be happy over there. It's azalea, pink azalea. Looks pretty sad right now, but it went through its flowering stage, and Scott said it was beautiful. But I believe this thing should be flowering a little longer than May. So we dug it all out of there, found tons of bottles, old bottles in the bottom of this hole. It must have been when they filled oil or gas into the house back then, and then they just dumped the bottles into the ground. But the tree that was there before wasn't doing so well. And the front of this yard, there's a little alcove, and it's gonna have beautiful hostas and uplighting on some evergreens that we're gonna put in the corner over there. But the hostas will be all different colors and different shapes all around, and a stilby will be sticking out through it, little pink flowers. And that'll look pretty eventually. Here's all the wood. Scott's spent quite a bit of money. We already used up one pallet of dirt for the yard. So it'll look cute, I think. I ended up taking his wildflower seeds and throwing them all up underneath the bench over there, and we put one of those sticks next to it to hold a hanging plant. So that'll look pretty sitting there with all the flowers around it. The sweet woodruff has the ground cover has pretty little white flowers on the top of it too. And in the back, we're going to do some raised beds, and we already had one started. It was an afterthought. We hadn't drawn it out, but this little section over here had to have something, so we put this bed in here. It'll look nice when you're sitting in the couches and stuff, and we'll have maybe some hanging plants come down over the top of it. And in all of this, we're going to put lighting all around. There's one little light right there in the corner. But I've strung all down underneath this with pipes holding wires for low voltage. All the way down in the back, there's all kinds of wires. So all these hostas are going to be pulled out back here. That old fountain needs to come out. It's you know, I think Scott actually filled it in with dirt and made it into a planter, but it's just a breeding ground for all the mosquitoes here. So this is one of the spots where we'll put the raised bed. It will go like an L shape right there in that corner, and the high point, it would be 2 tiers, so the high point would be up in the back corner, and then it will come back down. So they're 6 feet long in one direction, 6 feet long in the other direction. And to make it symmetrical, we decided to do it on the other side, so all these hostas are going to come out, pipe's got to be laid for holding the wires for the lights, and you know, it's a lot of work. A lot of the ground needs to be dug out. These rocks, we've got somebody coming here today. Abdel, I forget his full name, but he'll be showing up today to help me with these rocks and move them to the back of the yard. Maybe the big one won't move. We'll probably feature it somehow. But yeah, that'll look pretty with 2 raised beds on both sides. And I think that's about it. We're not doing too much more, other than we might start putting another raised bed back here, but that's a lot of work, so we'll see. This back has got a lot of hostas and they need to be pulled out. All the weeds in between them. I love this plant. It looks like an azalea of some sort, but it just started flowering last week. And these are all the ground cover plants that we're going to put in the ground. Little babies. And we've got a whole bunch of bulbs we're going to put in the raised beds. And most of them are spring blooming, so it's hard to find anything in the shaded, very shaded garden that will bloom all year. I'm going to try clematis that has a vine and it'll grow up the side of the building over here. This building has got a nice brick, so we'll probably try to get this to grow a clematis on the side of it. But it is the dog park and we'll be throwing rocks and dirt in there, so that's it. See you when we're done.